Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I just wanted to pop along and show you how to make this little flip on one of your pages. Now I'm still working on my daisy journal. It's nearly finished, but I just thought you might like to see how I made this, and it's really pretty. It's really easy, and obviously it can go into any journal and use any papers. So I thought I would show you this today. It's got 3 little pockets in it, and it just flips on the pages, and it's just designed there, got a little bit of a ruffle on there, so it just sort of like opens up. That's the middle of the page, so it doesn't interfere. I haven't sewn it or anything, so it doesn't interfere with the page on the back. So I'm going to show you how to do that today, before I start doing the cover. So I've got a page here which I want to do on. So this is the one of the signatures, because obviously I've got 3 signatures. So I'm going to pop it onto this page here. So let me just take this out. It will be a little bit easier. Now I'm going to use, I've printed a plain one, not a plain one. I've printed on one side, so you've got nothing on the back, and this one I've doubled over because I'm making little tiny, what did I do with it? In here, I've made some little journals, not little journals, but little writing bits, and you need to have sort of like the double, really, so you've got the inside covered. So that's what I was doing on that one. So easy peasy, very, very simple. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to probably take about, you can eyeball this, it's probably be about, let me measure it, 2.5 inches, I would think. Now let me just show you. Susan from Shy's Art sent me this, inches to centimeters, so now I can see what they are. So 2.5, which will be 5, probably about 6 centimeters, so 2.5 inches. So I can have a look at that now, which is good. So I'm going to just fold that over. Doesn't have to be exact, but I'm going to just fold that down like that. Get my little, or my big Fisker's cutter. Whoops. Put that on here. Doesn't go up any further, so bottom might just be a little bit cut off. Put that on there. So then this is what, so the folded edge will fit onto here, and then it flips over like that. So to make the 3 little sections on here, all as I did was fold it into 3, so we get them sort of like reasonably equal like that. So you can see like that, just fold them into 3. So I'm going to fold that down. Now I'm going to sew in between mine, but again, this is something you can do without having to sew. You don't have to sew it at all, you can just stick it. So there we go, just sort of concertina it up into 3, and then we have then got our little sections like that, which is lovely. Now I'm going to just make a little dip in here, just a little notch out of each one like that, sort of like try and eyeball it in the middle, just so that we've got a little dent in each one like that. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do, I don't want to see the white in there, so I'm going to just ink that a little bit like that. A little bit more ink. I hope you guys have had a lovely weekend. As I said on Friday, we had dreadful weather. We had thunder and lightning and all sorts over the weekend, but today it seems lovely. So we shall see. We're supposed to have rain all week, but today it seems rather nice. So okay, so let's just ink those little bits up. So that's our little pouch. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to sew along here, or all the way along these little edges, not down the side, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick these little bits on here So we've got three little, instead of sticking a big piece down the middle, I've got three little hinges on there. Now these are really simple to do as well. All as I did, I've got a piece of card like this. Now this is 250 I think. So again, that's 1.5 by 1 inch, which is 2.5 centimeters by about 3 centimeters. And then all as I've done, I've folded this in half, and then I've just rounded the edges. So that's just the corner punch like that. And I've taken my distress tool, not distress tool, my inky tool, inked it, and then I've sewn around the outside of them. But again, you don't have to, and they just sit on here. I've got my 3 ready here like that, so they go on. So you can just stick them on, you don't have to sew them at all. But I've just sewn them like that, so they're ready to go on as well. So I'm just going to pop, and I'm just going to sew along the edges of these, and then we can put that on there. So 2 seconds. Okay, so I've sewn them along these little bits here. Let's just cut the little end bits off like that. Little bits of cotton we don't want. So there we go. And then what we need to do is pop that along there, and we just attach our little little tabs here, the little hinges on there. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to glue them on. Really simple. So where's my glue? Here we go. I'm just going to take one. So by sewing them beforehand, it looks like you've actually sewn them onto the page, but you don't really want to sew them onto the page because you don't want to see it through the other side. So just line that up, just leave a little itty bitty gap in there like that. A little bit of glue, just sticking them on with a bit of Fabri-Tac like that. Stick that down. Put this one on. So this is really simple. So you can make these little hinges out of little bits of scrap card as well, like that. So there we go. Then just make sure that folds over nicely. Just stick those down. Okay, perfect. So they're on there nicely. So that's a really nice little flip page, isn't it? Little flip pockets that come out. So now we want to make some little little journals to go in here, or little writing spots for that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take my double-sided, the one I printed on double-sided. Again, you don't have to, but we want to make sure that they fit in there properly. So I'm just going to eyeball it. Sorry, right out of shot there. So say about there, just eyeball it to the size of your pockets. Going to put this on here, so roughly about there, which is 7 centimeters, or about 2 3/4 inches. I've done that. Okay, and then I'm going to divide this into 3 again, like I did before. So we are roughly the same size. It doesn't have to be perfect, like that. So that means we get 3 little booklets out of 1, like that. And just cut these down. Whoops, didn't cut that very well, did I? Let's do that again. There we go. And then I'm just going to fold these in half, and then these can just slot in there like that. But we need to put a little bit of paper in there, don't we, So you can use a little bit of scrap paper, whatever you've got. So you can make little scrap books. I'm going to fold this over. Again, you don't have to use them. You can put whatever you like inside. Let's see if I've got some bits of scrap paper here. Here we go. These are what I've used as something. Don't know what I was using these for, but they look like they would fit in there rather well. I'm going to, where's my big scissors? There we go. Just take my big scissors and snip that off like that. Oops, don't cut your paper. That's one. Don't cut your card, I mean, not your paper. Pop this one in. Cut it down. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to just glue this page in. Because we've only got one sheet in here. I've just glued it in, really simple. What did I do with the other one? Here it is. You in there. Just trim it down. Lovely. Those little bits can go over there. And what I'm going to do, take my tacky glue in here. Run a little spot of glue just down this edge, just the middle of there, and stick that in. Squash that down. There we go. And then you have a little bit, make sure you've stuck it in there. Leave it for a minute. Next one. Just in there, because it's just one little piece. It sticks in there nicely, and you can still sort of turn the page, if you know what I mean. Put that in there. I'm not going to decorate the front of these little booklets because they just pop inside the little pockets. So there we go. Just go in there, lovely little booklet, see, and they just open up, and because you've just glued one piece in, it's easy to open up. So that can just slot in there like that, and oops, open you up, and that goes in there. So there we go. So that's the little pockets full up. Now to decorate this side, which I'm going to do, what I've done on this one, I've got a little ruffle. Now I think I've showed you how to make these ruffles before. I'm not 100% sure, but I just take the ribbon and I sew it onto a piece of paper because it's the easiest way to do it. And then what I do, I think I might put the, maybe I do like the green, and then what I do, I just tear it off. And then you don't have any of the paper or anything on the back, like that. Just rips off quite simply, like that. And you've got your lovely little ruffle, which is perfect. And this paper just tears off, so you can use it on your scrap paper. And look at that, you've got a lovely little ruffle on there, which fits on your size of your journal. Again, you can make them whatever size you like. You can make a whole row and keep them in your stash, which is nice as well. So I'm going to just stick this on here. It might be a little bit too long actually. I can chop it off in a minute. Where's my glue? There we go. Now I'm going to just stick it down this edge, a little bit of it at a time, and I'm going to take my little clips, because this organza ribbon doesn't, which is the nicest time, doesn't really stick because it's a little bit shiny. It takes a little bit longer to stick down. I'm just going to take my little clips and put them down like that. Clip that on. Where's my more? few more here. I do love these clips, just so handy. So that can clip on. A little bit more glue. Right there. Oops. Stick them down. Oopsie daisy. There we go. Perfect. Just leave those for a minute. Now on the other one as well, I just decorated this a little bit with a little bit of some more of the little daisies here and a little bit of the bling. I think these look really pretty on it. They look like little dewdrops, don't they? So it just adds a little bit of bling into it. So let's have a look. Let's have a look through here. Now these are all little odd bits. So this is my cheesecloth. A little bits of thread everywhere, but that's okay. Now let's have a look. I've got some of these on here. What shall we put on there? I need two the same, really, don't we? So a little bit big. What have we got? Two matching. These two will do. They can go on here. Let's take all our thread everywhere. And then they can just sit in the middle like that. Let's take some of this. What should we have? A little bit of the yellow. Like this. Okay, so if you don't have any cheesecloth or anything, you could use little bits of coloured paper. If you've got some nice yellow paper. Or green paper you could use. You don't have to use cheesecloth. What should we have? A little bit of the green on there as well, I think. Chop a little bit off. Okay. Pop those back in our little box so I know where they all are. Pull these up. This, just scrunch them up. Okay, let's have a little bit of glue. Take that piece off. Don't want that, do we? Okay, I'm just going to do it on the little bits where I've sewn on there. Just stick a little bit of this down, just as a little back piece, little base. Oh God, I don't have get sticky. Okay, can sit on there like that. Gosh, look at me. A little bit on there, and then you can stick there. One of these, obviously you don't have to have them matching, but I quite like them matching like this. You can stick down, and then I will add a little bit of the bling onto there, like that. We will take our stickles, which is the crystal one. I'm going to just add a few little bits, or let's just pop a little bit on here, just on the middle of the daisies, like that. And then we just pop little droplets around, like this, and on the top one. Then we will take our little flat back sticky pearls here, which everything else seems to be stuck to. I'm just going to peel them off the sticky bit. Just stick a little one on there, one down there, These you can buy anywhere. Like these, you've got lots. I'm sure you've probably got lots of these anyway. Just take that sticky piece off. Put on there. These are something I've had these for so long. It's something when you sort of like start crafting that you tend to buy all these nice little bits like this, I think. And then we're going to get out our little gems again, so it all matches into the rest of the journal. Let's take this off. See if we've got a couple in here that we can just add a few little, oopsie daisy, a few little shiny ones on there. Oops. And we've got one there. And we can put one there. One over there. Perfect. So we have another one at the top. Just put one in there. There we go. Lovely. Now I think that looks really, really good. Pop that to the side. Let's take these off. That should be dry by now. And there we go. We've got a lovely little flip, which is really nice. And this sort of like ruffle comes out, so it gives you sort of like the edge of your page as well. And I'm thinking that looks really good. So there we go, guys. That's really, really simple. It's a nice thing to add into your journal. Quick, simple one, and you've got your lovely little pockets. Again, you can decorate this, but I'm not going to decorate this side because it goes flat. I want it to sort of like go flat in the journal, but this side is nice like that. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to be finishing off the journal. I've filled up most of the pages. I will give you a flip through of what I've done. I'll put a link to the last video that I did as well, which I did a few bits and pieces in, and the next one I will be doing the cover for you, but I thought I just wanted to show you how to make this little flip. All right, guys, take care, and I will see you next time. All right, guys, bye bye.